Hey guys, hi, welcome back once again, and this time I wish to talk about the stories that have been told to us over and over again, which probably becomes a part of our subconscious, a part of our belief systems, and invariably a part of our behavior and our very being in the society. So if we remember, we all as kids have been taught about the story of the ants and the grasshopper. The ants on one hand being the very industrious, the very diligent one, the very hardworking one who work under grueling conditions, who work at a back-breaking pace so that they are prepared for the incoming winters. The winters that are going to be very harsh and very cold. So the ants who live in a colony, in a social system, are constantly working together to prepare for the onslaught of this harsh winter. While as on the other hand, there is this grasshopper who's playing merry, who's being joyous, who's playing his music and enjoying the days in the sun. And we all had been given a moral of the story, the moral being that it's the ants that finally come out victorious. It's the ants who have slogged hard, who come out victorious in the end because they were working so hard, while as the grasshopper that was playing merry, that was being joyous, finally loses in the end because he doesn't get food to eat for the hard winters. And then yet on the other hand, we all have been hearing about the power of the now, being present in the now. And then when I placed these two things together, I wondered as to why we are comparing the two very divergent different factors of life. The ant represents the social creature, the creature that is dependent and interdependent on the system for its very survival. The ant works as a team player, so it cannot fathom itself away from the team, because moving away from the team would probably mean death for the ant. So it not only works for the system, it also works to preserve the system, the social system, the cultural system, the team. Whilst on the other hand, the grasshopper is a very solitary, a very independent creature. It relies solely on its own self. It is its own best teammate. It is its own best team player, for the better or for the worst. So it's like comparing Albert Einstein to Picasso, or comparing an academic person to Sachin Tendulkar or to Don Bradman for that matter. Would we then say whether Albert Einstein was better or whether Picasso was better? Because obviously one was having much more fun playing with the colors. Is that comparison a fair comparison in the first place? Does it also not somewhere tell us that we have subconsciously picked up that it's better to live for the future than live in the present? Does the story somewhere also not register in our subconscious that probably work and joy or work and play do not go together? That merriment and diligent hard work do not go together? That merriment and playfulness gets associated with being irresponsible, with being lazy, whilst on the other hand, being responsible is all about being bogged down by the laborious tasks, by being joyless in life. Whilst on the other hand, being responsible gets associated with being bogged down by these huge, humongous responsibilities and with being joyless at the same time. And then my own curiosity, my own inquiry took me further into the story, wherein I began to wonder as to why we have not been taught that the power of the now, being present in the now, can mean two different things for two different people. For one, it might be about being playful, because it is responsible for its own self and it takes complete responsibility of the self, whilst for the other it works for the bigger community. So the power of the now can be different for two different people. And then why have we also not been taught that maybe after the grasshopper had taken complete responsibility for its own self, it was trying to infuse some kind of a joy into those lives which were seemingly joyless. The grasshopper was trying to infuse a certain kind of playfulness in those lives which had been so bogged down with the grueling task at hand that they had lost their sense of playfulness. So just like the ants, which are a part of the bigger community who were trying to help each other for the onslaught of the harsh winters, it was also the grasshopper who was trying to help the ants by playing music for them so that it could bring some sense of joy into their lives. So should we not be inquiring into our own subconscious to understand where our beliefs, where our behaviors come from, where do they emerge from? Should we not be inquiring whether do they actually hold true for us or not? And then should we also not be inquiring what is right for us at this point in time now? And then should we also not be inquiring, why is there only one moral to the story? Why can't there be many more morals to the story? Why can't the story evolve its own self over and over and over again? Why can't we dig into our own subconscious? Have we even given ourselves that time to sit with our own selves to be able to uncover our own stories? Why can't we sit with our own stories in the present moment and try to uncover the many layers that have kept it covered? Let's try and work on that a little more, and I will see you once again the next week. Stay tuned in. And guys, if you do like the content of my videos, please do like, share and subscribe.